Hey guys, welcome. I'm Parshvika. Welcome to the channel where we talk a lot about making money online as a career person, as an artist. Well, today we're going to be talking about the Zazzle new feature about cropping your picture in the designer dashboard. So I'm going to take you to my laptop and I'm going to show you what are the different keys that you could use to actually crop your image, because this is a new update they recently launched and it's quite interesting that will really going to help you actually make a picture product way more customizable for your customer, and also we're going to help you increase your customization, making it way more simple for you to design the product. So let's dive in. Give this video a big thumbs up, consider subscribing for more such videos. Now with this video, I'm launching my Zazzle ebook. I know that you guys really love my Zazzle products, the Zazzle workbook, the Zazzle beginners tutorial. I get a lot of the good comments from you guys. I get a lot of the good reviews and testimonials. Thank you so much for actually buying my products, and thank you so much. And also, I'm so much grateful that these products are really helping you. So with that demand, I'm launching the Zazzle ebook. Now, what basically this ebook is: 25 simple steps to get started selling on Zazzle. It contains everything that I've seen working for me and for the other people in this industry. It's based on my experience and knowledge so far. I've covered in depth about it. It's kind of like a PDF ebook. You can very well download it. I'm going to place the link in the description box below, and I'm covering every step in greater depth, in greater detail. It's a written ebook. You can read it out and you can use these tips and strategies for working on your own Zazzle shop. That really helped me, and hopefully this will going to help you as well. So I'm launching the Zazzle ebook, so you could very well grab them out. The link is in description box below. And if you are interested in grabbing the Zazzle workbook planner to plan for your shop, then also the link is in description box below. You could very well grab the Zazzle beginners kit. If you're looking for step-by-step tutorials, video tutorials on how to get started, the links are in description box below. All the three products are in description box below. You could very well check it out. But guys, do check it out, my Zazzle ebook. Hopefully it will going to help you. It contains very simple basic steps, in-depth guide what exactly you could do it. All the written pages and in-depth content is there. I try to put everything as much as I can in this particular ebook. Of course, in the future I'm going to be updating if the new updates come with the Zazzle, and also I learn something more new. So you're gonna get the updates without having to pay the extra fee. So if you're interested in checking the ebook, the link is in the description box below. Anyway guys, let's move in with this video. And again, I'm in Bali, Ubud, so you can see a different background because I'm in a different Airbnb. Well, let's dive into my laptop and I'm gonna show you the latest update on Zazzle. Let's do it. We are on the laptop and I'm in my dummy Zazzle store. Now we're going to take a look at the latest update the Zazzle has regarding the designer section. Like we have already covered about the media manager. If you haven't checked that video so far, make sure you do check it out. I'm going to leave them in the card section above. But this is the latest update, is design tool update image controls. Like you can control your images that you're uploading as a customized image, and people can replace it and add their own images. So how to actually use the design tool update and what's update, let's talk about that. So we are excited to announce a game-changing update, a Zazzle designer kit. Use these features in action. So we're gonna just click over here and let's see how we're gonna be actually using them. So there is a YouTube video about dedicating to this, what this new tool is. So these are the new default controls. First is the aspect ratio. Second is a shift. If you're doing it, we're going to lock the aspect ratio. The alt is making the center the anchor point, and control is always cropping. And these are the cropping combination that you can use if you're interested in resizing, reshaping, cropping from the grab side. And you can select the default control aspect ratio. Now what I can do, I'm gonna select the shift on my keyboard and I can shift it, like I can shift the keyboard and I can just play around with the design, and you can see the thing that I've actually cropped remains the same. So it's actually locking the expected ratio. Like I want this particular area for my design, particular size of my image needs to be shown on the product. I can crop it and then I can just increase the size, decrease the size, but the aspect ratio, which is the size and shape, remains the same. Do you get that? And I'm actually using a shift option right there. I'm using a shift button on my keyboard and then I'm actually dragging it down. That is the first thing. The second thing is always makes the center the anchor point. Now if you want the particular point in your image to be a central, like I'm going to go back and I want to make this one as a center. So let me just crop this one. We're going to make this one as our anchor point or a focal point. Okay, I'm going to apply. And now if I'm actually clicking over to the Alt button, you could see I can increase the size, but my focal point remains the same. This is my focal point. Like this triangle, the yellow, orange, whatever the triangle is, I want to be a center point. Use the key, that is the Alt in my keyboard, and then I can scroll down, do whatever I want to do, but the focal point remains the same. So that's the beauty. If you're not using it, you can see how it's actually looking like. Using the Alt button, my focal point remains the same. No matter what happens, my focal point remains the same. So that is the another thing. The third thing is about control always crops. You can also use the control key to actually crop the image. So you can see it's cropping the image. It's cutting down. So if you don't want to go over to the crop option, you can simply use the control key on your keyboard and you can crop the image. Like you can see, it's cropping the image, right? It's cropping the image. Or you can select the Alt and you can select your focal point, and then you can just play around with your design, but your focal point remains the same. It won't change. Or if you want to lock the aspect ratio, then you can use the Shift key and then you can lock the aspect ratio. It won't change. Like you can see, it remains the same. It remains the same. It remains the same. The size and shape that I want from a design, whether I'm increasing the size of the picture or image, it remains the same by using the Shift key. That's actually locking the aspect ratio. With the Alt, I'm actually focusing on my anchor point, the focal point, the center of the image that I want. And with the control or the command, I can crop the image. So that's the another thing. The cropping combinations that you could use, you can drag edge corner, resize and reshape it. So you can drag them and resize and reshape. You can drag and shift and resize and reshape. I've already shown you locking the expected ratio. Or you can crop from the grabbed image. You can drag and control and drag, drop. That's also you could do. You could lock the image. You can use the drag plus Alt. You can resize, reshape with center anchor point. You can use a drag plus Alt plus Shift. That will going to resize, reshape with central anchor point. Let's try these keys because before that we have already tried them. Let's try the sixth one. So we need to drag, Alt and Shift and resize and reshape with center anchor point. Let's do that. So I'm going to hold the keys Shift plus Alt on my keyboard together, and now you could see I'm actually changing the size and shape, resizing and reshaping, keeping my focal point, my aspect ratio fixed. My aspect ratio remains the same, my focal point remains the same. And another one is drag plus Alt plus Control, center the anchor point, crop. So I'm going to be selecting the Alt. I'm going to be selecting Alt key and Control key on my keyboard, and now I'm going to be dragging and dropping that. So you can see my control, my focal point is remain the center. This is my focal point, it's remain in the center. Okay. The last option is drag plus Alt plus Control plus Shift. That means you have to press all the three keys. It will going to center, anchor point, crop and AR lock. Basically the three keys options are there. One is the Shift, another one is the Alt, another one is the Control or Command. These three keys on your keyboard are actually controlling a lot of the function in the designer dashboard when you are actually resizing or reshaping your image. These only three keys that you need to remember. And then you can use a combination of these keys to get the expected results. So if I'm actually going with all the three keys, that's a Shift, Control and Alt, I'm pressing them all together, and now I'm dragging and dropping, you can see change in the expected ratio. If I'm actually doing this way, you can see. So that is the thing. The first key is the Shift key. Shift key is actually locking your expected ratio. For example, I'm going to crop this image so that I can show you exactly what I really mean. Let me just take only this particular part in our picture. Okay, just apply. So this is the one. Now I want to increase its size and I want to center it onto my canvas. So I'm going to be using a shift key, okay, shift key on my dashboard, and I'm going to be recentering it. You can see I can recenter it, I can bring it over here, and I'm going to click over to my shift key, and then I'm going to increase its size. But my expected ratio remains the same. You can see my picture remains the same. It's not cropping, it's not kind of like it's not getting out of the corner. Every part of my picture remains the same. So that's the beauty of using the shift key, because it's actually going to keep your expected ratio of your picture the same. That is the first key. Makes sense, right? The second key is the control or command. You can use either control or either you can use a command key. With the control and command key, crop your picture without going over to the crop picture option. So now I'm actually clicking over to the control key on my keyboard, and you can see I'm actually cropping the picture. I can crop it, I can crop this one, and I can keep this green triangle as my focal point. Okay, I'm gonna crop this one out and keep this one here. So you can see by using simply the control key, you are able to crop the stuff. The last key is the alt key. Alt key is meant for basically you can keep your focal point and you can drag them, drop them into the point. Like that's what it's saying. Always make the center the anchor point. This is the center, and I'm going to make it the anchor point. So now I'm going to be clicking over to the alt key in my keyboard, and we're going to take a look at that. I'm going to just drag and drop, and focal point remains the same. So that's the thing you could do with these three: is the shift key, control or command, or alt key. Shift key is meant for locking your expected ratio. You can lock it, and then you can just click over to the shift key and then drag and drop your image according to the canvas that you want. With the control, you can actually crop your picture without going over to the option crop picture option. With the alt key, you can keep the center as your anchor point. You can use the combination of these keys, or you can simply use a single key, whichever one you prefer. So that's the new update on the designer dashboard. So people can actually upload that particular size and shape of the image or the picture on that particular product. It makes sense for the products like the ornaments, keychains, specifically the ones that are having a different shapes, not just a rectangle or triangle. They have a heart shape or circular shape or some other shape. There, these things will going to help you even more. So that is the update. And the last thing that I'm going to cover over here, which is also going to make a lot of the sense, is about removing the white from the image. I want to remove only the background, that's the corner or the border. Then use only the background. If you want to remove entire white in the image, then use this particular option. So this option will going to help you make your image, your picture having a transparent background. That's a great beauty. So I'll just gonna experiment with this particular feature with one picture over here. Now this wasn't the latest update, but I'm mentioning it over here because I think that it's going to really help you in designing your product on Zazzle, because transparent images is really important at the times when we are uploading the designs on the products. So I'm just gonna pick up a random file from my computer to show you exactly what I really mean by that. So let me just take this one. This one is actually the logo that I created for my dummy store. So if I'm actually clicking over to that, all white in the image, so you can see it's making my design transparent. I don't need to go over to the Canva to make my design having a transparent PNG background, or Photopea or Photoshop to make a transparent PNG background. I can simply just use this option on the Zazzle designer tool, select my picture, go to the left hand side, go over to the more options, and then click over to that all white in images if I want to entirely remove all the white, or I can select the whenever nothing white is there. If I'm selecting the background only, that means only the background is removed. But if I'm selecting, you can see in the background only the background is removed, but here in the CSS in the center you can see the white is there. But when I'm actually going over to the all white in the background, now you're gonna see the entire white in the background has been removed. You can see the background color. Let me just keep it as a yellow, or we can keep it as a dark color so that it will going to make more sense. So I'm gonna select this picture. Okay, we're gonna go down and we're gonna take a look at the more options. Here we are getting the never, so that means you have the white from your image, right?
If I'm going over to the background only, it remove only the background only, but in the center you can see the white spaces. You can see the white spaces. Here is the white space, here is the white space, here is the white space, here is the white space. It didn't remove the entire white spaces or white from my image. But when I'm going to click over to this one, all white in the image, now it's actually removed the entire white from my image. Makes sense. This thing is really going to help you design so well on Zazzle, because having a transparent PNG background at times is so important for your products that this will going to make your design look low quality, poor quality, or higher quality. So this feature already Zazzle is having, so you don't need a Canva, Photoshop, Illustrator, or Photopea for this feature. So that's the thing I'm mentioning as a bonus feature in this video. Designer dashboard. So this is the back of our t-shirt. So I'm gonna just back of the t-shirt, it's a red color, so I'm gonna be selecting any design. I'm gonna select this particular one, and you can see there is a huge white background over here that I want to remove. So what you have to do, just select that image. On the right hand side you're gonna see the option in the more option. So usually you're gonna see in the more option this particular option, remove white from the image. When you're selecting the never, it won't be removing it. When you're selecting the background, it will only going to remove the background. That means it will only going to remove the border that is having the white in your design, like only going to remove the white from the border of your design. It's not removing from the entire design the white. You can see that there are still the white. Here it's white. Let's remove the border. So I need to select the option all white in my image, and now you can see all the white from my image has been removed. So this is a great way to make your image a transparent PNG background. Find this video useful? Let me know.
Hopefully you find this tutorial useful. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you have any video requests, any questions, any comments, do let me know, because it's really going to help me to make more videos, because I love such videos. Love making these tutorials for you guys that really help you. So let me know. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you the next time. Till then, take care.